Hello, we are coming to you from Gilly T. And this morning we got the boat back to Gilly T. We've decided to come back to Lost in Paradise, which this is actually only the second time in a year that we've returned to a place we've been before.
To the same place.
We did it once in Mexico. We returned to Isla Mujeres, also an island, so interesting. Maybe we just like island life more than we think. And now we've done it to Gilly T. So we have come back here. We've booked to stay for a week. We just love this hotel. We love the people who run it. We love the vibe of this island. We have a lot of time left in Indonesia, and so we thought before we start getting into like the treks and the temples and really getting stuck into doing stuff, we thought we'd spend like some more chilling because we really just loved it here and we want to see more sunsets. And yeah. Had a Googly break for the sunset, and then we came here. We came here last week and we got like fish, and Rob got beef and lamb, and the like non-fish wasn't that great, but the fish was good, but we just kind of weren't in the mood for it tonight. So we went for a corn, which we love a corn. We went for potatoes, rice, this like sweet potato roll thing, which is so nice, and then green beans, corn. Yeah, that's it. There's a few different stalls, you can get like loads of different things. There's like a dessert stall that we didn't see last time. We got a big bintang for 50k, and all of this altogether was 50k, so it's quite like a reasonable amount for like a good amount of food, and it looks kind of fresh, and yeah, it's really good. We're excited to just have some veggies, because I feel like that's the thing that you don't get as much as like vegetables. So this is like a fully veggie tea. We're really excited.
So we were in the night market and they had a dessert and it had Biscoff donuts, so obviously we had to get one. Only 10k as well. Right,
is it good?
Very good. You want a bite?
Yeah. A couple of days of rain on Gilly T, but it's not that bad because we actually just spent time working. They have great Wi-Fi at this hotel, and they have like a nice little area where you can sit, and there's like plugs and stuff, so we've been getting on doing some work and planning some things for the future, which is exciting. Yesterday we got caught right in the rain and we had to walk back bare feet because it was so slippy. We had a delivery from our favourite pizza place, Regina's Pizzeria, which we went to the night before in the actual restaurant, and then we saw that they did delivery, so we had a pizza and pasta in bed, which was so nice. And last night we found this place, Classic, I don't know the name, so we'll leave it on the screen now. But they had like English classics. So Rob had a chicken pie with gravy and mash and veg, and I had chili con carne with chips, which is my favourite meal at home. My mum always makes me chili con carne when I go home to see her, so that was like a nice piece of home. And yeah, we loved it, so definitely recommend getting some delivery one night. If you're on Gilly T. Today, Rob went to Lombok. He went to go and collect our passports from the visa extension process, and it was really simple. He got the boat, he managed to convince someone to take him to Mataram and back. Like, he literally walked in the immigration, picked them up, and then got back in the car. And he paid 150k to do that, which is about like £6 for that return journey. And then he got the boat back, and he was back by like 10 o'clock this morning. So definitely recommend, if you are here for a long time and you are a budget backpacker, don't pay an agency to do your visa. Go to Lombok, have some time in Lombok, because we loved it. And yeah, it's super easy, especially if you're going to spend time on any of the Gili Islands. It's really easy to get there from here. Also, you can have a look on my Instagram. I like listed all the details on there, and it's under my Lombok highlights. So if that's something you're looking at, head over there and have a look. Now it's about midday. We are going to go and get some lunch, and we're going to head to the beach. met. We came to a place, the same place we've come to before, called The Journey or The Junction. I think it's called The Junction. We came here before and it's on the right hand side of Sunset Point, away from like the bigger bars, and they just do cheap stuff. Welcome to Cinnamon. Cinnamon is a town or area within Bali, and it is a place that is not super popular. We have decided to come to Cinnamon because it's a great place to do a couple of different classes and stuff that we wanted to do, and it's a bit more out on the sticks, and because we don't have a scooter we haven't actually been able to see a lot of like the nature or a lot of the bits away from the main towns and the main tourist areas in Bali, and we feel like that's kind of what we've been missing. We haven't had the greatest luck with Bali so far, and I feel like we just needed to get off the beaten track a little bit. So we decided to start by coming to Cinnamon, and we came today from Gili Tea. While we are here we have a driver. We don't have a scooter, and last time we really noticed the difference that we couldn't really do a lot and we couldn't go very far because we didn't have anyone. So I found a lovely woman online through a Bali Facebook group, and she is going to drive us around. So we've got a few exciting things planned, but first of all tonight we are going to a cooking class, Classic Abs. I will leave it here, I can't remember what it's called, I don't want to get it wrong. So yeah, we're gonna go and do this cooking class, and we love a cooking class. Rob is a chef by profession, and we just love to cook and love to eat fresh food and understand local Balinese people eat, and so we are really excited. This is going to be our first cooking class in Indonesia, hopefully the first of many, and we'll film it for you so you can see. We are on the way to make our own rings, which is really exciting. We got up this morning, had some breakfast, and we're on the way. So we will see you there.
I just did my classic thing, going on Google Maps, just clicking restaurants and then scrolling through.
Yeah.
Always find the best.
To be honest, when he first said that that's what he did, I was like, that's not a good way to find a restaurant. But truly, we found like really good restaurants that way. So yeah, Google
and coffee shops.
Don't overlook Google. So we found this place called Sweet Warung, and it has the most amazing view, which we'll show you afterwards. We have just come back from our ring making class, which is so exciting. We loved it. We went to the place called Agung Silva. There seems to be two in Siddeman that I found. One called Agung, which is like all over TikTok and all over Instagram. If you come into Bali, like you probably would have heard of it. And then the other is called Siddeman Silva. So we initially went to Siddeman Silva, which is slightly cheaper. It seems like it's actually just a workshop, and they sometimes do some silver making classes. And I messaged the guy and he gave us a good price. He said that 300k each, and it was for 7 grams of silver, which allows you to make like thicker rings. But when we got there, we just like, it wasn't a good vibe. He wasn't super welcoming, and he also only gave us like maybe 10 rings to decide between, and then we had to make one of those. And then he brought out the silver, and rather than going through the whole process of like melting down the silver and hammering it and stretching it, he just had the silver for the ring ready, and all you do is decorate it. And so I've seen videos of Agung Silva, and we already had an off gut feeling, and then that felt like we were going to miss a lot of the process, so we were just like, do you know what, let's just leave. So we just said like, look, actually we're just going to leave it. And I think that's also just a good lesson for like, if you are traveling or you are potentially going to go backpacking, have the confidence that if something doesn't feel right, leave. And that can be in the case of safety, especially if you're a solo female traveler. If something feels wrong in your gut, then just leave. But also in terms of spending money and doing an experience, if you know from like the first 10 minutes that like you're just not getting a good vibe, then sometimes it's best to just leave. And it can be awkward, and it's like, ooh, like a squeaky bum moment, but then once you leave, you're like, actually I'm really happy that I left. And we are so happy, because we then went to Agung Silva, and it was more expensive. It was 450k for 5 grams of silver, which mine was 3 grams, 3.6 or something like that. But Rob's was like 10 grams.
Yeah, mine ended up being 10 grams, and they charge 50k extra per gram, and the first place we went to was only 20k extra per gram. So all in all, mine cost like 700k, but it was worth it. 700k is like what? 35. It's
like £35, and I mean £35 for a beautiful silver ring that you've designed yourself, you've made yourself, you've taken through the whole process. Like, it's not expensive. It's just more expensive than the other one. And if you were on a serious budget and you just wanted the ring for like a lower price, then maybe do try out the other one, Siddeman Silva. But if you are looking for the full like process, you want to get really involved, you want to understand how they do it, you want to do it yourself, like you want really friendly people, then Agung Silva is worth the investment, in my opinion.
It was really cool, it was really fun, like interesting, and like, yeah, 35 quid is not a lot for like, it's like a 2-hour class, and then obviously we've got this, our own rings that we designed. I think it was definitely worth it, and I would recommend it to anybody.
And Siddeman is so beautiful as well. It's definitely worth coming. It's not far away from Padang Bai, so if you are going to go to the islands, it's kind of a good place to come from there. There's like rice terraces everywhere. It's very local, very natural. If you can ride a scooter, then that would be amazing, because it's very hilly. But we have walked around today and you just get warm and sweaty, and then you cool down when you get in a restaurant, so it's fine. And we're staying in a really nice homestay called Miller Homestay, which is really nice. And yeah, now we're in the Sweet Warung, and I have ordered a tofu and tempeh curry, but a different one, like a Thai green one.
Oh, is it? Mm-hmm. Nice. I got a pad thai, chicken pad thai.
Classic. And I went for an iced tea, which I've never had iced tea before, but I thought, I mean, I'm drinking tea every morning and it's too hot for tea right now, so maybe I'll just try iced tea. They seem to have it everywhere, so maybe that is the way forward, but we'll see. This is Abs from the future coming in to tell you that I am editing this vlog and we did not say goodbye, but that was the last part of our time in Siddeman. Our driver came back and took us to Ubud, which will be in the next vlog, so I hope you enjoyed this one. It was a bit of a jump from Gili Tea to Siddeman, but we absolutely loved both for completely different reasons. So give this video a like if you enjoyed it, and make sure you subscribe if you are interested in finding out what we're doing next. Bye!